Hello and welcome everyone. Thank you very much for tuning in to another Bundesliga match week number 4 this time. Yes, the international break is finally ending and we are back with some Bundesliga action at the weekend. So let's have a quick look how everyone did in Bundesliga match week 3. Well, I got 5 points. The hat beat me this week. The hat actually got 6 last week. So I'll go through everyone's scores right away. So one person got 8 out of 9. 8 out of 9, which is absolutely magnificent. So we'll find out who that person was when I go through the scores. So beaten by the hat this week. Galaxy, I'm afraid it was you, mate. Yeah, 3 points this week. A bit of a disappointing week, it has to be said. But actually, there were some very, very tough games to predict, you'd have to say as well. Reese Russell, 4 points. I'm afraid. Yeah, it just wasn't a very, very tricky week as well. Reese on 4, Sportcat 1 on 4, Shane O'Donnell on 4, James Dunlop on 4, and then it comes to 5s. We have Sean Brennan 5 and me on 5. Then the hat got 6, Hassan got 6, Helen got 6, Chris Welsh got 6. So people that beat the hat: Antonio 7, Sciafic 7, Lanzo 8. Very, very well done, Lanzo. 8 points. I think that's your best score ever, or something like that. I'd say in the comments as well. Absolutely magnificent. So we shall see how well people do in Bundesliga match week number 4. And there are some very interesting games, it has to be said. So, to start things off, we have Union Berlin against FC Augsburg. 1 win to Berlin, 2 draws and 2 wins to Augsburg. The last result was a 3-1 win to Augsburg. However, I think this is kind of changed a little bit, because Union Berlin are on absolute fire right now. Another victory over Borussia Monchengladbach the last game week. Taiwo Awoniyi, I tell you something, this guy is playing very, very well. He is scoring goals, he is making goals. I have been very, very impressed with Union Berlin, and I think they're going to have a good season. I did expect them to have a good season. I know they had a good season last season, but I fully expect them to actually have a better season this time around, and they've started really, really well as well. But same can be said for FC Augsburg, a 4-1 defeat to Bayer Leverkusen. I mean, Bayer Leverkusen, hadn't lost, I think, in about 29 games against FC Augsburg, so it's always going to be a task for FC Augsburg to do that. But I do think that. I do think Augsburg will have enough to stay up this season. They always seem to anyway. But for this game, I think Union Berlin are going to continue their recent good record. I'm going to go for them to win 2-1 against FC Augsburg. And now we have, one of the biggest games in German football, you'd have to say. It is Bayer Leverkusen against Borussia Dortmund. 2 wins to Bayer Leverkusen and 3 wins to Borussia Dortmund. The last result was a 2-1 win to Bayer Leverkusen. Leverkusen, we've just spoken about them. A 4-1 win over Augsburg. And I have to say, I think the international break potentially came at the wrong time for them. They have been in very, very impressive form. I have to say I've been very, very impressed with Leverkusen. Especially, they have lost a couple of players. Obviously, Leon Bailey is one of them. And I think they actually are playing a lot better as well. It's nice to see Patrick Schick getting on the score sheet as well. Borussia Dortmund, I think the international break came at the right time for them. And the reason I say that, yes, I know that they did lose to Freiburg, but I do feel that they are coming into, I think they're starting to get the ideas under Marco Rose, I would have to say. They do have the Champions League in midweek. just to let people know, I am very, very sorry about that video that I promised about the German clubs, how well I think they're going to do in the Champions League. That will be out very, very shortly. I do apologise. I will definitely get that out eventually. But for this game, I am actually going to go for a Leverkusen home win. I think Leverkusen will sneak this one. I think there will be goals. There always seems to be goals between these two. I'm going Bayer Leverkusen 3, Borussia Dortmund 2. I do think Leverkusen can win against Dortmund. And now we have Freiburg against FC Köln. 3 wins to Freiburg, 2 wins to FC Köln. The last result was a 5-0 win to Freiburg. Freiburg, how did they do? Yeah, a 3-2 win against Stuttgart. So very, very impressive start for Freiburg. Really, really impressive as well. They will be moving into a new stadium very shortly. I don't know if it's this week or a couple of weeks coming, but I do believe that they are moving into a new stadium. So that will be really, really interesting for Freiburg. But you have to say, Freiburg have had a fantastic start to the season. And I know Lanz was a big Freiburg fan, so he'll be very, very happy as well. But you could say the same for FC Köln. They have started really, really well as well. You have to say, with players like Anthony and Modeste in your side, you've always got a chance. You always have a chance to win games. And I do think FC Köln have started really, really well as well. But I'm going to go for a Freiburg win. I think Freiburg will win this one. I am going to say a 2-0 win to SC Freiburg. I think they will be too strong for FC Köln. Now we have the new boys Greuther Fürth against the league leaders VFL Wolfsburg. There's only been 3 meetings between these two, and it's 2 wins to Wolfsburg and 1 draw. The last result was a 1-0 win to Wolfsburg. Greuther Fürth, let's just see how well they did. Yeah, they lost by 3-0 against Mainz. So it's not been a very good start for their season as well, and they'll be wanting to try and win. They don't want an unwanted record of 19 home wins without a win as well. But they are coming up against the league leaders VFL Wolfsburg, who do have the Champions League coming up as well. It'll be lovely to see them back in the Champions League. There's no denying that at all. I have to say they have been very impressive. Wins against Hertha Berlin. I think they beat Bochum as well. That was a 5-1 win actually. And also they beat RB Leipzig 1-0 as well. So they are in very impressive form. Van Bommel has taken that job really, really well, hasn't he? So I'm going to say that Wolfsburg will win this one, and I'm going to go for a very high scoring. Greuther Fürth 0, Wolfsburg 3. I think Wolfsburg will win that one. Now we have Hoffenheim against Mainz. 3 wins to Mainz, 1 win to Hoffenheim and 1 draw. The last result was a 2-1 win to Mainz. 0-5. Hoffenheim. 3-2 defeat to Borussia Dortmund, and I have to say, Kramaric played really, really well in that game, and I have to say that the way Hoffenheim played, they were unlucky to lose. They were very, very unlucky to lose. I thought it was a really, really great game of football actually between those two, and I do think that Hoffenheim back in front of their home fans, it'll be a very interesting game. Mainz, they're in pretty good form as well, it has to be said. 3-0 win over Greuther Fürth, and yeah, look, I think all the people probably would have had probably Mainz lower down near the foot of the table. But I tell you something, they've had a very good start to the season, and it is going to be really, really intriguing to see if they can keep it up. This one though, Hoffenheim haven't won Hoffenheim don't win very many against Mainz, but I've just got a feeling that the way that they're playing, I do think that Hoffenheim will win this one. So I'm going to go Hoffenheim 2, Mainz 1. I just have a feeling that Hoffenheim will win that one. Now, excuse me, we have second place from last season versus the champions RB Leipzig against Bayern Munich. 2 wins to Bayern Munich and 3 draws. The last result was a 1-0 win to Bayern Munich. RB Leipzig are coming off the back of a 1-0 defeat to Wolfsburg. Not been the greatest of starts, it has to be said. I don't think they've started very, very well, have they? It's disappointing, but I do think the international break did come at the right time for RB Leipzig, and they can, kick on for sure. Bayern Munich, it's been a good start to the season for them, you'd have to say as well. Obviously, a draw against Borussia Monchengladbach. That was followed up by wins against FC Köln and Hertha Berlin as well. So, I think Munich will win this one. I'm going to go for them to sneak this one. I'm going to go 2-1 to the champions in this one. Eintracht Frankfurt against VFB Stuttgart. 2 wins to Frankfurt, 2 draws, and 1 to VFB Stuttgart. 1-1 draw between the sides. Eintracht Frankfurt, and again another 1-1. Seem to be the draw specialists of the Bundesliga this season so far. Has to be said. Look, Højgård is a very good signing. He is a very good signing, but I just feel they're lacking something. Yes, they've got Filip Kostic. Yes, they've obviously got Højgård from AC Milan on a season-long loan. But they are missing Andre Silva. They are definitely missing something up front. They're definitely missing that cutting edge as well. Will they do it against Stuttgart? Only time will tell. Stuttgart, 3-2 defeat to Freiburg in the last match. Look, VFB Stuttgart started the season really, really well. Obviously, with a 5-0 win, a 5-0 win in the first game. Just ever since then, it's just not been great. But I do think Stuttgart are going to have a good season. I really, really do. So I'm going to be very, very intriguing to see what happens in this one. But I've not gone for a draw yet. This is my first draw of the week, I would say. So it's Eintracht Frankfurt 1, VFB Stuttgart 1. I'm going to go for. And now we have the new boys, Bochum against Hertha Berlin. 4 wins to Hertha Berlin and 1 win to Bochum. The last result was a 2-0 win to Hertha Berlin. Again, Bochum have had a bit of a tough start to the start of the season. A 2-1 defeat to FC Köln. Actually played pretty well in that game. They were unlucky. They were unlucky to lose that as well. But if they can keep battling, then they will get points in this league as well. Hertha Berlin, 5-0 defeat to Bayern Munich. Not a good result for them whatsoever. I have to say though, I think Hertha Berlin, I think the international break did come at the right time, but my goodness me, they definitely lack something without Matthias Cunha. I think that's a very, very interesting loss for them, and they'll definitely have to try a lot better as well. Bochum did win their last home game. I think they won against Mainz. Was it 2-0? I'm actually going to go for them to beat Hertha Berlin in this one, and I am going to go for a 1-0 win to Bochum. I think Bochum could win that one there as well. And the final game is Borussia Monchengladbach against Arminia Bielefeld. 4 wins to Monchengladbach and 1 draw. The last result was a 5-0 win to Borussia Monchengladbach. But Monchengladbach have not started the season very well, have they? Another defeat to Union Berlin. But I suppose they are getting their ideas across under Adi Hütter. And I do think he will get better. I do think Mönchengladbach will start to climb up the league eventually, but it's been a tough start. It's been a tough start under the new stewardship of Adi Hütter. Arminia Bielefeld, they've had an okay start to the season, haven't they? They've had a lot of draws. They've had a lot of draws, in fact. Actually, let me just see. Arminia Bielefeld 1-1 with Greuther Fürth. And then 0-0 with Freiburg. So they've had 3 draws in a row. So they are the draw specialists in this league as well, along with Eintracht Frankfurt. So, but I've got a feeling that Mönchengladbach will give them their first defeat of the season, and I really, really hope so. Come on, Die Fohlen. Come on, Die Fohlen. I'm going to go for a 2-0 win to Borussia Monchengladbach. And now that is it for my predictions, and now we will go through what the hat thinks as well. But before I do that, I will go for my predictions very quickly. Get yours in the comments down below. Union Berlin 2, Augsburg 1. Leverkusen 3, Borussia Dortmund 2, Freiburg 2, Köln 0, Greuther Fürth 0, VFL Wolfsburg 3, Hoffenheim 2, Mainz 1, RB Leipzig 1, Bayern Munich 2, Frankfurt 1, Stuttgart 1, VFL Bochum 1, Hertha Berlin 0, and Borussia Monchengladbach 2, Arminia Bielefeld 0. So, it is the time of the hat. Now, the hat got 6 last time. Let's see how well the hat will do this time around. So, Union Berlin versus Augsburg. Let me get my pen. Let me get my pen for this one. Home win. So the hat agrees with me. Hat is saying a home win for Berlin against Augsburg. And it goes again. Bayer Leverkusen versus Borussia Dortmund. Draw. I could see a draw, actually. Could pretty see a draw. But we shall see what happens with that one. Oops, a daisy. Hat going everywhere. Freiburg versus FC Köln. Away win. Well, who knows? Who knows? But I wouldn't be too positive on that one. Let's put it that way. Greuther Fürth versus Wolfsburg. Draw. I honestly can see Wolfsburg going away and winning that one. I really do. They started the season really, really well. Hoffenheim versus Mainz. Away win. Oh, this is an interesting one. RB Leipzig versus Bayern Munich. Draw. Another draw. That could be a draw, actually. That could easily be a draw. That could easily be a draw. Eintracht Frankfurt versus VFB Stuttgart. Home win. Frankfurt, the king of draws, of course. Right, VFL Bochum versus Hertha Berlin. Away win. So, I think something very interesting picks by the hat here. Borussia Monchengladbach versus Arminia Bielefeld. Home win for Borussia Monchengladbach. So just to clarify, the hat has gone for Union Berlin to beat FC Augsburg. There's a draw between Leverkusen and Borussia Dortmund. Away win for Köln against Freiburg. Draw between Greuther Fürth and Wolfsburg. An away win for Mainz over Hoffenheim. Draw between RB Leipzig and Bayern Munich. Home win for Eintracht Frankfurt against Stuttgart. An away win for Hertha Berlin against VFL Bochum, and a home win for Borussia Monchengladbach over Arminia Bielefeld. So that's what I think. That's what the hat thinks. Let me know in the comments what you think as well. But until then, it's goodbye from me. If you do like the content, please hit that subscribe button. Drop a like on the video as well. Another week of Bundesliga action is coming, and I can't wait for it. Auf Wiedersehen. Tschüss.